it's about years. Yes, sir. They do come quickly. This year is a prime example. At the beginning of this year, I stopped the podcast. At the beginning of this year, January the 1st, I stopped the podcast. Some of you know in February, was it February? Yeah, it was February. February, I got injured. I ruptured my Achilles on the 7th of February. I ruptured my Achilles. On the 28th of February, I had Achilles surgery to repair my Achilles. And bro, that seems like it was just yesterday. Now I'm back up on my feet. And again, the same process that happened last year will happen again this year. In January, from January to May, the podcast will not be on the air. We're going to take a break because I have training to do.
Now, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I remember you called me on the phone. You was like, "Son, look, we're gonna do 1 week. Just for 1 week, we'll do a few shows. That's gonna be it. And then before you know it, it was like, all right, to come back 1 more week, son. Before you know it, we didn't did the whole 25. We did Essence Fest, everything, man. I mean,
right. I mean, we've done Essence. I mean, now once again, and Essence will be back in full effect before you know it again.
It's almost time for Bayou Classic right there. Bayou Classic.
I am. Listen. So speaking about football and HBCU football, let's get into it. This coming up weekend is one of the biggest football rivalry games that is not a bowl game in HBCU football, which is the Boom Box Classic as Jackson State takes on Southern University. Both football teams have no love for each other, but both bands, the Human Jukebox and the Sonic Boom of the South, the Dancing Dolls and the Prancing J-Sets have no love for each other. When I tell you there will be some booming going on at A.W. Mumford Stadium, if you are in the area of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I highly recommend you make your way.
Now, Joe,
talk to me.
I know you have an obligation work-wise. I know that. But give me your unbiased opinion. You've been to a lot of HBCUs and all that. What is the actual baddest HBCU in the land, in your opinion? When it comes to the band, particular to the band, and you know.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this because I attended this HBCU, and I still believe when it comes down to the continuity of the art of music, you cannot beat the world fame. When it comes down to the sounds of the horn and the percussions, you cannot mess with the Human Jukebox. Everybody else, and Jackson is right there. The three baddest bands in the land to me are all SWAC bands. Now listen, I say that because the Marching 100 from out of FAM used to be a MEAC band, and I would throw them in there every blue moon. But let me give you my top 5 bands, and these are not in any order, but all these bands here will rock the house. The Southern University Human Jukebox, the world famed Grambling State Marching Band, the Sonic Boom of the South. I cannot and will not leave out Texas Southern and the Ocean of Soul. And then I'll throw in FAMU. Everybody else, get to work. Get to work. If I didn't mention your band, get to work. That's all I can, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Now listen, somebody might be mad at me right now. You just gonna have to be mad. Because guess what I'm gonna tell you? I'm gonna tell you to get to work. Why am I gonna tell you to get to work? Because some folks got to get to work. Like this person right here. She got to get to work. Listen, looking slim, trim, try to hurt people's feelings. Hold it. They call me Mr. 25-8. Hey, listen, luckily, hold it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when it comes down to podcasting, I got somebody else. I'm going to call her Mrs. 25-8. Give her 25 hours, 8 days straight. You got to give her an extra hour and an extra day. She's on purpose. Y'all give it up. There she is in the passenger seat. Yeah, now I had to put her in my passenger seat. It's Alethea. What's it?
I am so glad she is in the building. Yes, we need some of that feminine energy here. It been a man fest for the past few weeks.
I know.
It been some man meat going on around here, but this time it's some women energy.
Come on.
Good
What's
morning,
happening, Alethea?
friends.
What's happening?
Whew. I'm good. I'm good.
Girl, you're looking good. I
Thank
want to applaud you. I want to applaud you for
Yeah, she
doing
popping.
you.
She popping, Joe. She
For
popping.
doing you.
She
For
popping.
doing you. Forget what everybody else got to say. Alethea said, you gonna do you, I'm gonna do me. Congratulations for doing you. Listen, family. So Alethea, I know you out there dealing with these sharing on a daily basis.
Yes, I am.
And like I said, I started it off saying, you know, I know that sports is back and everybody's happy, but there's some real world issues going on out here. You know, unfortunately in our area, bullying, school is back in session. Bullying is going on big. Young girl in our local area got punched in the eye. Terrible damage. You
That
know,
was horrible, Joe. That was
first of
horrible.
all,
Horrible.
let me just say this.
Concussion.
Right,
She
hold
had a
on.
concussion.
Right, hold on. I don't care if you're a girl or a boy. If you are in school, keep your hands to yourself. Little girls, if you seen your mama hitting on your daddy, or you seen her fussing and fighting with her significant other, that's not what we do. So watch this. Little girls, keep your hands to yourself. Little boys, keep your hands to yourself. Children, keep your hands to yourself.
But it's not just that. It's the schools that are failing our kids. Because this mom reported this several times to the school and told them that this was going on, and they brushed it off and did nothing. And this happens more often than not, that the parents go to the school where there's a no tolerance for bullying, and they go and report these actions, and the school says, okay, and they don't do anything about it until something like this happens. And then they're like, oh, well, we know because you knew about it. And then they have nerve to say, well, we didn't know. Yes, you do. And this is why I tell every parent, documentation. Document every time you talk to somebody, who you talk to, what day it was, what time it was. Document it. CYA, cover your ass, because when something happens to your child, they will be quick to say, we didn't know. Yes, you did, because on January 15 at 3 o'clock, I talked to, yes.
You know,
documentation is everything.
We've got to, it is 16 minutes after the hour. We've got to pay attention to what's going on. We are slowly evolving into a place in a space that is totally different than where Sean grew up, where Alethea grew up, where I grew up. Times are changing. It used to be you could freedom of speech all of a sudden now is not as free as it used to be.
No.
You know, I am in the process of learning stuff, and at my age, I'm going back to school and I'm finding out things I didn't know. Big ups to Professor Dunleavy. We had a big argument about constitutional protection. And you know, I was livid about Jimmy Kimball. I was like, this is a constitutional violation. But after further review, I've come to find out what Professor Dunleavy says, and big ups to him, big ups to Walden University. He said something to bless my soul. He said, you don't know the law. You know Facebook law. You know Instagram law. You know TikTok law, but you don't know the law. And I had to pause. He said, that's y'all problem. He said, y'all know Facebook law. He said, y'all know social media law. He said, but you don't know the law. He said, the law of the Constitution did not protect Jimmy Kimball because Jimmy Kimball works for a private company. He said, in a private company, the private company can say you did your eyebrows the wrong way, and it offended somebody, and we didn't like the way you did your eyebrows. You got to go. See, we have got to get to the point to understand that this world is getting to a place that for any given moment or any given situation or circumstances, they can cancel you. They can literally say cancel you. Right now, I am concerned because while other folks are talking about mainstream TV, I'm starting to watch how they are starting to legislate and begin to come up with legislation for these podcasts, because they are working right now diligently in Congress to come up with legislation for what can and cannot be said and done with these podcasts, because they are now starting to understand he who owns the mic and owns the influence of the people is the person that can put them in office or take them out of office. And they are trying to make it that these influencers are either on their side or they are not on at all.
But this is why and people might get offended and mad about what I'm about to say, but us as a people, we are losing our jobs fighting a battle that is not ours. At some point, we need to learn how to mind our Black business. Nobody should lose their life, especially in the way that he did it. But show of hands by the Black people, how many of us ever heard of Charlie Kirk before this all happened?
Hold on.
I know who this man was. So I'm about to put my mouth on this man and act like this man came to my house and borrowed sugar from me and allow me to lose my job because I am speaking out of turn. No, nobody should lose their life, but it didn't have anything to do with us, and we brought ourselves into it.
Let me say the following. We got to stop being bandwagon people. Black folks are big bandwagon folks. By raising hands like she said, and I'm gonna say it, I can't say his name. I just can't. I can't even phantom myself to say his name anymore, because I just can't make this man that relevant. I didn't know CK before. And here's the crazy thing. Y'all running around like Steven on Django when Andy got killed. CK is oh my God, CK is gone. I didn't know who CK was before.
Like this man paid for y'all's child's tuition. Y'all ain't know this man. It ain't had nothing to do with us. So why are we putting our mouth on this man, losing our jobs, losing your good job, to talking about something that you don't know anything about just so you can get some click, likes, and shares, baby? And now you ain't got no click, like, and job.
Right. I mean, I personally don't get it, because I didn't know who the man was before. I didn't know what Turning Point was before. Am I paying a little attention now? Yes, I am. I pay attention to anything they put in the spotlight that they use to recruit, to elevate, and to promote their agenda. Why? Because you guys to pay attention. I write that constantly on social media. Pay attention. And once again, I think the Islamic brother from Palestine was so eloquent with the way he said it. I mourn for anybody who dies under unfortunate circumstances, especially gun violence. Yes. However, there's been 18,000 folks who have died under the same similar 18,000 plus folks. Have we lowered the flag for these 18,000 folks who died in this country under the same similar circumstances? Better yet, have we come up with responsible gun legislation that might have made it that some of these 18,000 wouldn't have died? Because once again, everybody wants to talk about, well, in Louisiana, y'all lowered the age. An 18-year-old can get a gun. Yes, an 18-year-old can go and fight for their country and die in a foreign land also. Y'all don't want to complain about that. Let's be real about something. People who do the right things, I don't have a problem with them. People who do the right things don't have a problem with laws, because people who do the right things uphold the law. They don't break the law. It is folks who are out there doing the wrong thing. And see, that's the thing that gets me. Most of the folks who complaining are the folks who will come and break into your house at night. Most of the folks who are complaining are the folks who will steal stuff out your car in the middle of the night. Those are the ones who talking about, y'all being too rough with us. And then you got the mitigated gauntlet. Hold it. The same folks who will do credit card fraud, social services fraud. And if you want to know what social services fraud is, that's some of y'all out there driving Mercedes, living in $350,000 houses, but somehow or another, y'all got EBT cards. Yeah, that's fraud. That's fraud. How you driving a Benz, living in a $350,000 house, working a job, making almost 6 figures, but you walking around with an EBT card? Yeah, it's fraud. Yeah, all this fraud y'all doing. Y'all the first ones to complain when they pass a law about guns for kids who are responsible grown-ups who are 18. See, y'all got to make your mind up. We got to have a moral compass to say the following. I can't be over here talking about what you doing wrong when I'm secretly doing a bunch of wrong stuff myself.
I mean,
and Joe, you mentioned Jimmy Kimmel and understanding the law, right? Let's talk some business though, Joe. Various people inboxed me over the weekend. They said, Sean, why people are canceling their Hulu subscription behind Jimmy Kimmel? Well, Sean, what Disney got to do? Why Disney the person on this? They don't understand that Disney owns this, which owns Hulu, which owns ABC.
Hold it.
It's like not understanding that Pepsi owns the signing.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? So bring it down to the people, Joe.
Hold it. We have to go deeper because I'm in this media game. What a lot of folks don't understand, ABC and Disney had absolutely nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel being released from the Jimmy Kimmel Show. It had to do with the housing corporation, who is very conservative, that Jimmy Kimmel made his contract with the first place as a distributor. And the distributor said, wait a minute, we got a call and we are telling you, because we don't only distribute Jimmy Kimmel, but we distribute a lot of stuff. Between that and the FCC, and understand this, that's where you need to be concerned. When the director of the FCC gives you a call, and all of a sudden to a private company says to a private company, we can either do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. Government is not supposed to be involved with the everyday operations of a private company. But here's where the world is coming to. We're getting to a place in this world that if you don't say what I like and I'm in power, I can literally make life miserable for you because I own the purse strings, the laws, and the regulation that governs your industry. So watch this. ABC didn't want to see their license pulled because the last thing you would want to do is turn on ABC and all of a sudden they're not on the air because they don't have a license to be on the air. You need a license to be on the air. That's why I'm paying very close attention to how they want to start bringing the FCC into the internet, into podcasting, because they feel like there is not enough regulation with the mouthpieces that are going on the internet. Because there is no regulation, we can say what we got to say with no repercussion because there is no regulation. Pay attention.
That's our conversation last week, Brother Bowtie, about us having our own infrastructure and platform, because like Tyler Perry and 50 Cent, right? They got their own studios, they got their own whatever, but they still need streaming platforms. They still need distribution to get the movies out. They can make the movies and all that, but you still need other things. We gotta have our own stuff, Joe.
Right. Absolutely. And you know, people are not paying attention. We don't understand. First of all, we're not sitting here as a united front being concerned about the education of our young mind. You know, it saddens me, and Alethea can testify to this. I don't have a problem with young student athletes, but you cannot, the key word is, okay, the word is student, which is an adjective. But for those of you, since I got my reading brother in here, my teacher, student describes a thing in this situation. Student, the athlete, which is the noun, is a student. It is a description of the athlete, but y'all try to take the student away. And that's sad to me. That's sad to me for a lot of reasons. Reason number one is y'all make sure they show up to practice, but they don't show up to tutoring.
Okay.
What are y'all doing? Okay, so he can go to the University of Alabama, LSU. He can go to Ohio State. She can do whatever. She can be the greatest, but she can't read. He or she can't read. What's going on with y'all?
But they need to, our Black and brown parents need to stop pushing that narrative on our children that is all we are good for, that this is all we know how to do, that this is the only way that we can make money. No, it is not. But the entitlement and the laziness of these parents, the entitlement and the laziness of these parents that do not want to put in the work to educate their children in the right way, to show them that you can be more than just an athlete. You, in fact, can be a doctor. Let me show you how. You, in fact, can be a lawyer. Let me show you how. You, in fact, can be a CEO. Let me show you how. But you are so in the narrative, and you have been conditioned to think that there is only one way out of the hood when there is not.
That right. Right. Hold on. Either I got to run a ball, throw a ball. Either I got to shake my ass, sing a song. Oh. I'm sorry, Beyonce. I know y'all love her. I love her too. But that's it. Y'all, this is gonna be the next Beyonce. This is gonna be the next Sierra. So I got to shake my ass. I got to shake my ass, look cute, and sing a song, because that's really what's happening.
But Joe,
come on.
I never forget, on a different radio show like 8-9 years ago, right? A caller called in, and she felt she had a higher likelihood of being the next Beyonce versus being a lawyer. That's crazy. Like, statistically, mathematically, you think, man, Beyonce is an anomaly.
Right.
There's a ton of lawyers out there, but you really been conditioned to think I'm gonna be Beyonce way more than a lawyer.
I'm gonna be the next Michael Jordan.
That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking about sports, it is the bottom of the hour. I'm sorry, brother. I thought you were gonna come on here and say, man, what about them Rams? But just like some Cowboy fans who I've been calling them, paging them, texting them, asking them, after y'all got bad down, are you still them boys? Y'all give it up. Elijah Nixon in sports. Rocky Top will always be home, sweet home to me. Pure old Rocky Top. I said it right. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Hey, good morning. I'm sorry,
Good
y'all.
morning.
Last week was hectic. I had a family member in town.
I know you did.
Paying the dues of washing these sheets and stuff like that while they're.
I know you
We had a
did.
good time.
You'll be a good man, a good hospitable host, man.
It is.
What happened to your Rams?
I'm gonna be
I
honest
told
with
you. Hey, remember what I told you? We're gonna lose 5, and we're gonna add a ring. Remember what I said, Elijah. We're gonna lose 5. Hold it. Serge Ibaka, Chewbacca, C3PO. Here we go. Steelers in the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was at work yesterday, and I think my coworker saw another side of me when that game ended. I was trying to chill, lose up. You're up 26-7, and then
What
you
the
lose,
hell happened?
What, 20, 28, 27? No,
Come
you
on.
34 because they scored on the block field goal at the
Mhm.
end of the game. But I don't know. I was upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of the tush push, because if you're not gonna call the game the right way, call it the right way. The guard is jumping before the ball is snapped. I'm not a fan of, if you're not gonna play the game the right way, then don't do it. I simply really feel like that, because I just think that it's not fair to anybody else. If you're gonna just allow somebody to cheat over and over again, then don't use it.
Hold up.
I'm not cool with it.
I have a question.
I want to go somewhere before Sean go there, and this is for Alethea. I know we ain't talking about this because it is football season, but yesterday, woman power was big in Tokyo. Black woman power was big in Tokyo during the World Championship. So maybe at the end, Alethea, there was some black sprinters, runners, athletes who are Olympians, who acted a straight up donkey yesterday. The USA acted a straight. Noah Lyles said, hold it. We were talking about the fourth quarter. Noah Lyles put this up yesterday. he said, come see me. Vote. Noah Lyles is the now new American Usain Bolt. That's all I got to say about that. As flamboyant as that brother is, and I love his flamboyancy, that boy is bad. So go ahead, Elijah. Give us some sports, man. What's happening?
Well, my question was the tush push. So the whole league can do it, right? Not just one team.
Yeah, everybody can do it.
I think everybody could do it, but it's just the fact that if the only team that does it in a way, in a manner that how they do it, if you're going to allow a false start, then do it. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like you just allowing somebody that you might as well just allow everybody to false start, everybody to hold, everybody to
now
do
look,
stuff.
Elijah, are you saying that because the Rams lost? I'm just asking.
No, they beat the Chiefs like that. If I was up here last week, they beat the Chiefs and ran the play 6 times with that guard false start 3 times out of the 6. And I'm not a big fan of something like that. If you're gonna allow somebody to cheat, then just do it. I'm not a fan of. I'm not saying that making an excuse for it.
Hey, watch this. And I still think the Rams have a strong chance of going to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna say that because yesterday was just a fluke, man. I think y'all what happened to y'all is the same thing that happened to Cincinnati in the Super Bowl against y'all. All of a sudden, the adjustment was made, and y'all didn't adjust to the adjustment.
No, I personally felt like it reminded me of the Tennessee-Georgia game a couple weeks ago. Tennessee jumped a 21-7 lead, but they just couldn't close the game out because of the way how they run their offense. Tennessee doesn't slow down the game, and they gave Georgia chance after chance after chance after chance, and that's how they lost. Basically, same way. They missed the field goal, went into overtime difference. That's the only difference, and then that's it. So same thing with my Rams yesterday. They couldn't close the game out because of how we try to force feed Devontae Adams instead of just running the ball and running the clock out. So it is what it is with that one. But to get into the Dallas situation, they lost again. They gave up 24 points in week 1. They gave up 37 points in week 2. And
they should be 0-3 right now. They don't know. They are very fortunate that they beat the Giants because they should be 0-3 right now. The Cowboys are trash.
But then they gave up 34 yesterday, 31. They gave up somewhere in the 30s. But Jerry Jones came out here last night and said that he's willing to trade picks to upgrade the team. But we thought that he upgraded the team with Micah Parsons, right? So I don't know how y'all basically feel about that. He said he's willing to trade picks to upgrade the team that he got from Micah Parsons for that Micah Parsons trade. I just want to know what are y'all thoughts on that?
Get off the Cowboy plantation as fast as you can. If he can get rid of you, get gone. Get off the Cowboy plantation. There's other plantations out there. To be exact, I feel like they all plantations, but get off the Cowboy plantation. It ain't a good plantation. I'm just saying. That's what I said.
I feel the same way.
I love Alethea. Alethea there just looking pretty. And hey, Alethea, your glow up is a monster. I got to. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I said it. I hope somebody come back and say I'm trying to say something. I can say, see, that's your problem. We can't compliment folk no more. Yeah. I mean, 36 minutes past the hour. Alethea making all us brothers look good this morning. Come on now. On Confidence Lane. Come on now. Talk to me. Okay. Hey, so Elijah, did you see the World Championships?
I didn't. After that Rams game, I turned everything off. But I didn't.
You were heated. You were heated.
I was gone. Yesterday it took a lot out of me not to say something bad on local TV. It took a lot out of me I came home yesterday. Now, to be real, so my coworker who works right next to me, she's an Eagles fan. So she tweeted me and texted me yesterday. And I'm not even that type of guy that would spaz out, but I didn't want to say nothing because my mind was all over the place. My twin brother who called me yesterday, he's an Eagles fan. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't say much about it. He's like, bro, why you not saying? I said, because if I say something right now, it's gonna turn out being disrespectful. I don't have nothing to say to you right now, brother. So like, I just want to chill.
That's a man in control. Elijah, you make me proud every day. You might be you. You and Sean, my honorary nephews. Y'all my nephew. I'm proud of both of y'all, boy.
Elijah, I got a question. How is this whole Archie Manning thing going? I mean, what's his name? Archie Manning, right?
Somebody go knock Archie Manning's head off. Archie Manning's smelling himself. Okay, there's a defensive end right now talking about I can't wait. But he getting ready to get to the teeth of the SEC, and he's standing over mediocre teams, looking at them like, stop me, boy. There is somebody there's a Georgia, a Tennessee, there's a bunch of SEC backs and linebackers can't wait to put their hands. I can't wait to get my hands on Archie Manning. Boy, they're going to hit that boy so hard. Right. Oh, when I hit him, I'm going to try to jog. They try to go back to school and talk to people in kinesiology and find out about nerves, bones, and muscles that they have never heard of. Because when they hit them, they want to hope. What happened to Arch? I hit him.
Yeah, I don't think the Arch experience is going too well down there in Texas. Of course, last week they beat up on a small team, but again, I think with that stuff, what he does is just for confidence. He's trying to talk himself back up to a big game because he hasn't had one really yet against a big team. Like everybody could beat the minor teams. Nobody really cares about that. We're not counting that at all. But again, I think he's just trying to big himself back up because, again, he's about to go into SEC play and things are about to look 10 times different. So we'll see what happens when, when those guys that's on the same caliber as Texas, what they're on, and we'll see what happens with Texas and how they can showcase their stuff. So,
hey, watch this. Alethea been here sitting pretty, looking pretty, but I'm about to get Alethea in the game. Alethea, would like to invite you because I want Alethea, when she come back on next week, I want her to talk about her experience at an HBCU campus. So I am, Alethea, right now, personally, I'm on see, can I do this? And if I can do it Thursday, I will get with you Friday and put these in your hands. But I am inviting you and your better half to the Boombox Classic on JD. So if I'm going to put a pair of tickets in your hand and say, I want you to come and experience these Southern University Jaguars taking on the Jackson State Tigers, since you say you ain't really into sports, the weather's supposed to be beautiful on the bluff. I'm going to put a pair of tickets. The game is at 6:00. And I want you to be your face in the place with your significant other and enjoy yourself. All you got now, I can't help you with parking, but I can definitely get you in the seats. So I'm going to get you.
Is this Christmas? Is Christmas early?
Hey, it's Christmas. Hold it. I'm going to be like Oprah. You get a one. You get a one. Hey, hold on. So Alethea, where you can come back and say, I ain't really into sports, but let me tell you something. I went to the Boombox Classic. And child, they be doing it big on these HBCU campuses.
People have been trying to get me into sports because I just had the head coach of Alabama A&M, Dawn Thornton, on my podcast.
Okay,
and she was like, well, whenever we play Southern, I'm gonna have you as my guest, and you gonna have floor seats, and I was like.
Oh, you mean when they're older? Wait a minute. They play LSU. If it's Texas A&M,
Alabama.
Alabama. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Bulldogs. That's right. Yeah, when they play Southern, okay.
Yes.
But what HBCU campus you going?
But Joe, like, you can't feel some type of way because she is getting me
She's supposed to. Hey, one thing I want you to
be on their side of the court.
Alethea, now I ain't a hater, I'm a congratulator. And I want Alethea everywhere. I want Sean everywhere. I want Elijah everywhere. Elijah, I got something for you that's gonna blow your head. I was just waiting for you to come back, but I'm gonna call you after I get out. I got school all this week, so I'm gonna be on the podcast. As soon as I get out the podcast, I got to get to class. But after this week, Elijah, when I told you, I wasn't playing. I got a call and said, can you? I said, I can't, but I got a guy who can. Remember, when I tell you it's going to happen, if I tell you, hold it, in the words of a brother who makes me sometimes sick at my stomach, if I tell you there's cheese on the moon, you better go get some crackers.
Joe. He said, if I tell you a duck could pull a trunk, you set up and hook up that duck.
That part right there.
Alethea, what HBCU campus you going
to?
Southern.
I thought you going to a real one like Benedict.
Wait a minute. That's right. I forgot to tell y'all. Wait a minute. Is Benedict in the CI or the SI?
CI.
So we're in the CI. I still have a problem with the CI and the SI. I would like for them to merge and make another conference where we'll have the SWAC, the MEAC, and another conference. I don't like the CI or the SI. I would like for them to merge and we have another SWAC, MEAC, and another conference. Be exact, I would love for all the HBCUs just to come together and have their own.
Y'all Division I though, right?
Yeah, we are. Last time I checked.
No, Benedict College is a Division II.
I understand. That don't mean nothing. Appalachian State is a small school, and they don't put it on some folk. What y'all scared? Y'all scared of something to Benedict?
I'm sorry, we SIAC, but no, we're not scared. What I'm saying is,
because y'all
we Division 2, so I don't know if they could combine our conferences.
If Grambling can go play Ohio State and get beat 0-70, everybody should get some.
You know who used to beat us for real a lot? How can I speak? My first game, my freshman year, I'll never forget it. They had South Carolina had some NFL players. Actually, some of them in the league now that I know. They came to Benedict and beat them 63-7. And I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand this time of football. So then I came back the next week.
I do.
Well,
I do.
I'm talking about for Benedict. But no, Benedict was so bad. They had this big coach. He was really fat, and he used to sit on the sideline. He used to sit. He used to bring a stool out and sit down on that stool the whole time. No, he didn't never move.
He coached from the stool. Coach from the stool. He coached
sit on the stool, and then they fired him my junior year, and they brought in somebody else, and then Shannon's came in after that, and that's Shannon's turned that whole prayer program.
Oh yeah, you had to get a former Southern coach to make that thing work right. I understand. Listen, all right, y'all. It is 44 minutes after. Time for us to talk about the Fitz Take. It's time for Elijah to get up out of here, and it's time for us to get back to the regular scheduled program. Elijah, talking about the Fitz Take, what you got going on? Welcome back. I'm glad to have you back. Let go.
Appreciate it. Thank you. The Fitz Take is going on. We have some interviews coming up this week. We took a break last week. Like I told you, I had some stuff. I had a visitor here, so we was running around wild. But we'll be doing some stuff this week. Got some interviews coming up that we can't wait to air. One of them potentially will be with a South Carolina coach. Syracuse coach. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and air some more things. Continue to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everything y'all guys done for me. I appreciate this podcast. I did miss y'all. Alethea, this is my first time seeing you in 2 months. So, just want to say thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all time.
Hey, that's it, man. Have a good one, brother. We'll holler at you tomorrow. Now, I got a question. Why is it that it's cool when they do it? It's a problem when we do it. I just finished glancing to my peripherals to my left where I'm watching TV while I do this podcast because I watch the news. 1 hour of just us talking. When we were woke, they had to shut woke down. Now all of a sudden, because of CK, they got the woke right. The woke, that's the word they're using.
But Joe, that's hijack everything, bro.
Hold on. They got the woke right now. The right is woke because CK has opened up their third eye. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. If y'all ain't paying attention, and once again, Alethea, I asked this question. You're a homemaker, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a grandmother. I ask this question in the most level of humility, and I wait for people who are conservative and people of color to come on here and answer it for me. But if I take you back 3 years from this day, back in time, can you look me dead in the face right now and tell me that you feel better when you go and fill up your car? Can you tell me you feel better when you go to the grocery store? Can you tell me that you feel better when you get your utility bill in the mail and you pay for your utilities? Do you feel better when you pay your mortgage or your rent? Or has things exponentially been more now than they were 3 years ago? Because at the end of the day,
a few months ago.
Hold on. At the end of the day, I heard somebody say the moment I show up, things are going to change. Your eggs prices are going to go down. Your gas prices are going to go down. See, a lot of hot air promises were made, but were they kept? The question is the cost of living better now than it was 3 years ago today? Is your paycheck going further today than it was 3 years ago today? Now, mind you, let's be honest about it. 3 years ago today, the person who was sitting in office may not have known who he was. Let's just be real. I'm gonna throw criticism on both sides. Maybe if you ask him today, you do know you the president. Tomorrow he might say, did I win the election? Yeah, that might be going on. And let's just be real. Because probably it was being ran from back rooms, and because the vice president, who was a black female, was probably running it like most black females do, making sure her man stay up front looking good while she in the back doing all the hard work. Nobody really paid attention because all they saw was who was up front. They didn't see all the hard work being done behind the scene. Because a lot of times when you come to a black man's house and he's got a lovely wife, and you go, oh my God, this house is just immaculate. let me tell you something. He ain't the one cooking, cleaning, keeping the house straight. He might be working hard, helping pay the bills. And in some cases, he ain't the breadwinner in the house. So I'm just saying that, not to down nobody, not to have nobody mad in my inbox. But the truth about the matter is, many a time, because highly educated, the most educated person in America is a Black woman. Highly beautiful and educated women are in the background getting the work done and not up front bragging and boasting about the work. They're not recognized for doing the work. So 3 years ago, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris was in office. Do you feel like you were doing better 3 years ago than you are today with now President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance? I'm just asking because everything was supposed to be so great and so much better. Better for who?
Them.
Okay.
Them. Definitely not us. They are making it perfectly clear that they don't even want us around. They're making it clear that they don't want us, because what they're realizing now, and I don't care who says what, and you can quote me, like, we are the higher species. So of course you want to get rid of us, because you know that if we actually stand in our power, that we would become more powerful than you. But us as a people, we don't want to exercise that power, because again, we have been conditioned to limit ourselves and think that we can only go this high. That we limit ourselves to think that we can only go as high as the ceiling, not realizing that above that ceiling is a roof. Above that roof is a tree. Above that tree is the sky and the sun and the stars and the universe. But yet we limit ourselves to the ceiling.
You know, I want to say the following. We are all human beings. Last time I checked, for those of us who are born normal, got so many fingers, so many toes. I stand erect. I put my pants on. Outside of genitalia that kind of separates us from women and men, we all breathe the same air, have the same lungs, heart, number of ribs, same muscular structure, somewhat different in some ways, skeletal structure. We got to start being humane to one another. Outside the melanin of our skin, there is really no difference. Now, we may have different philosophies, but these philosophies should not be rooted in prejudices that are because of the melanation of your skin, or because of where you're from, or because of the God you worship, or because of who you love. And sadly, this country is becoming a very divisive and hating country. I used to be so prideful when I was in the military and I was in foreign countries, how people were always looking at America as the shining beacon on the hill. We are slowly becoming the trash heap of hate and dissent amongst one another. And that bothers me. Guess what? Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine.
Right.
That's what that's where when people come to me and talk to me about CK, I say, hold up. Sweep around your own front door before you can't try to come sweep around mine. Because even with all the stuff that you give him as accolades, as you try to anoint him and appoint him to be the Caucasian Martin Luther King Jr., let me say the following. Just like MLK, he probably had issues. MLK, y'all don't want to give MLK all his props. Y'all want to talk about, oh, look what he did to Coretta. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure when it all comes out in the end, there's some things that CK did that you don't know about that'll come out in some memoir somewhere. I'm not discrediting the man. Once again, I ain't a bandwagon brother. I didn't know him then. I really don't want to know him now. Just like I tell folks, he wasn't my team then. He ain't my team now. I hate what happened to him. Go ahead, Sister Alethea.
Oh no, I was just saying because I gotta head out.
Okay, come on, do your thing. Close out for me there. Close it.
I just want to reiterate this again and again and again. Do not limit your greatness because they want you to fail. They want you to fumble. Show them better than you can tell them and be great in their face. Be great in their face and show them exactly who you are. And as always, y'all have a good day on purpose. You're welcome.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at, man, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all give it up. Hold up. Be gone. Give it up for my girl Alicia for coming in here. In the passenger seat is her podcast. You can catch that. She's on all the social media platforms. Please follow her. Follow her. It is 7 minutes. 7 minutes to the top of the hour. It is Make It Happen Monday. Family, pray for your brother. I got school. I got work. John, you know, I'm going to tell folks this. I'll probably have a grand testimony in 2027. I will sit here in 2027 when I make it through all of this, and I'm going to look at y'all and I'm going to say, don't ever let people tell you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, let me say this, old dogs, because y'all out there like me. This ain't easy. And let me tell you something. If you can, before you get into your 50s, do certain things in life, go do it. I got to say this. I love my children. Yesterday was my oldest son's birthday. God bless him. Love him dearly. My firstborn, who is got some years on him. Man, I can't believe those many years ago I became a father. Let me say the following. I have never made a sacrifice for any of my children that I regret. However, I want to give some wisdom to men, especially men right now. Take care of yourself. Don't one day wake up and look back and say, my God, how many times did I say no so that they could have a yes? And be mad at yourself because you could have said yes to both. It's going to take a little sacrifice. It's going to take a little hard work. But like I tell folks, you're either going to pay now or pay later. I'm paying later. I'm paying later. And I ain't got a problem with that. But I do want to give some advice. Yeah.
This is why I started the show off asking you about the question about the speed of time, right? Because a person said, man, Joe, I want to go to school, but you know, it's going to take me about a year and a half. A year and a half going to pass anyway.
Right.
Whether you do it or not do it, a year and a half going to go. You might as well go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hold it. Prime example. I haven't been in school. Oh Lord, last time I was in school was in 99. That's the last time I was in a collegiate atmosphere to receive a diploma. You know, somebody, and this was the funny thing, I had somebody reach out to me and say, you could have went another route. And and Sean, I laughed when the person said that because they tried to infer to me with all my resume and everything. They said, you can submit your stuff to certain. I said, man, I'm going to school. I'm not trying to enhance somebody's financial coffer. And I said, regardless if they're accredited or not accredited, I'm not trying to get anything that says honorary. I said, I'm going to get a degree that I can put on a resume that when and if I choose to go teach or go do something else, I have a degree from a accredited school that is recognized by everybody. That is nobody sitting there questioning, asking, none of that. And to those who have honorary degrees, man, I respect that, but that's just not the path. Much love to you. It's just not the path I'm going.
It's funny you saying this. At my master graduation, I took a literal picture of the actual the thing with all the names on it. Because at the time, it was a lot of folks being questioned about their degrees. Like, come to find out, Dr. So-and-so ain't Dr. So-and-so. They come to find out, this person, they ain't so-and-so. So I'm like, look, y'all can see it in real time. This is a real master degree.
Right. So, you know, and I don't, look, I get it. A lot of stuff is, like I tell people, are you entertained? You know, and I get the entertainment factor. I get I need this to make you feel a certain way about me. Listen, I done been through enough ups and downs in life. I done been in enough places in life where folks thought one thing to find out another, that I don't have to do that no more. I'm good. I have a dissertation and a thesis. And they're not easy. They're not easy. I have right now, I'm on I've got a 20-page paper that is due next month. I'm only on page 11. And I'm pretty sure that the paper's gonna be all right. And it's not an AI wrote paper. They don't let you do that. See, these days and times, they already know all the tricks and the schemes of things. When you really have to go and get it out the mud, you can't sit there and can't pay somebody to do it for you. You got to, because they already know all the tricks, and you literally putting yourself in a position where you can. I want to be proud when I get hooded. When I get hooded, I want to be saying against all odds, against everybody against me, not pulling for me, saying this, that, these, and those. I did it for me.
What's your thesis topic, Joe? Your thesis, I mean, if I may.
I'll disclose that to you, brother. We're gonna talk one-on-one. I ain't even gonna throw that out.
That's all right. Don't even worry about it.
The reason I ain't gonna throw it in the social world is many folks be praying for you. There'll be some folks praying against you. So these 130 hours that I'm putting in right now, I want to be able to say, I'm giving right now, I may be giving away too much information, because somebody right now be like, boy, really is going to school, and they might be, I hope he fall on his face.
Hey, Joe, I believe in one thing. If it's for you, they can get all the king horses and all the king's men. They can't never stop Joe again. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I've been saying it for my first time on this podcast. I give you my whole laptop with all my future books in it. You can't take my books. You can't do it the way Sean P gonna do it. I believe in that, bro.
You can't. The Griot podcast and the Sean P experience, let me say this. That brother got it out the mud, and he built it brick by brick, stick by stick, stone by stone. You can't hold it. You can huff, you can puff, but you ain't blowing that house down. It ain't coming down.
You can't take it, baby. You can't take it. So they can't stop you, Joe, man. They can try. They gonna try. They can't stop you, bro.
Hey,
it's water off a duck back. You feel me?
Hey, but it ain't easy. And listen, I saw my grandson this weekend. It was funny. It was my oldest son's birthday. My daughter came through town to see her mother and have my grandson at a party. And dad's always the consolation prize, and don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I understand that, first of all, none of my children from day 1 to day 0 grew up with me in my house. I was always the father outside the family. So, and listen, family, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I was still their father. I just wasn't with their mothers. And mothers is plural. So I have children for more than one woman.
As they say, life is life.
Right. Hold it. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. I have no shame with who I am, my flaws and all, because I have accepted my flaws. You can't bring them up against me. I know who I am. It is what it is. But, dad, you will always be, in most cases, the consolation prize. In most cases. Some cases you're not. But in most cases, you're always going to be, it's mama. They always going to love their mama. And daddy, if you're there, you're there. If you ain't, you ain't. You're always the consolation prize. They need you when they need you. If they need protection or money, they're going to call you. Let them get into it with somebody. Daddy. Let they need some money. Daddy. But I got to see my daughter, my grandson. It was my oldest son's birthday. I had a lot of studying to do because, like I told you, I got this crazy paper I got to get done. And this is not my thesis. This is just a paper that's done during the semester of school for me to continue to move forward. And it was a lot this weekend. And I've got class all this week. So with that being said, Sean, give me some closing words and let's get up out of here before I start going on another tirade that I can't afford right now.
I am so excited, man. The brand new books are going out. I am proud of this beautiful red packaging. To match the book cover, Joe. See what I did there? To match the book cover, man. That's right. The bounce back season is now going out nationally. I'm going to the post office right now, Joe, and mail off my national, my customers all around that supported me. Y'all pre-ordered, y'all put in. I appreciate it. So you want to get a copy of it, inbox me, email me, call me. Get you a signed copy today. The bounce back season, bounce back in the fall, baby.
That part right there. Tell them about the Griot podcast.
Yes, sir. So tonight at 5:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have Professor Lindsay Stewart coming on talking about her book, Black Conjure Woman, right? Black Conjure Women. It's an amazing book, nonfiction, all about the dirty South and the role that our Black women played in keeping this thing going, man. That's tonight, 5:00 p.m. Tap in YouTube.
That's what I'm talking about, family. That's what I'm talking about. Sean P. and the Sean P. Experience. Listen, this is hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up. Inspiration, motivation, information, conversation that gives you elevation. As you get this week started, listen, all I have to say is what I always say: be better today than you were yesterday, and do something today. Bless somebody somewhere that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way you can ever get it back from them. Gave it to them freely, gave it to them as a human to see them elevate and be better, and you just released it, not expecting anything back. That part. Always remember that there is no secret, absolutely no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. On the behalf of Alethea Crimmins, Sean P. and the Sean P. Experience, Elijah, our broke brother in Berlin, brother Jason, brother Bowtie, sister Jax, yours truly, Joe Dupree, our esteemed alumnus of Community Conversations, hashtag Truth Be Told, brother Fatim, who's out there doing this thing on WBLS. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. Start your Monday off the right way. Have a great week. We'll be back tomorrow for Tell the Truth Tuesday. We up out of here. Peace.